We're on. Hello all and welcome. I'm the Realist Philosopher and this is the Realist Philosopher live call-in show. And I'm going to open the lines right now. Sith, you don't need to call in immediately. I know you want to call in. I know you're itching to call in. I know that you got something you want to say, I'm sure. But give some other people a chance first. We'll see if anybody else calls in. So I hope you're all doing good, fine, and well today. I'm doing all right. A little tired, though. I think I should go to the hospital and get vaccinated for the flu or something. It's been ages since I've done that. The older I get, the more sickness tends to weigh me down. Feeling a little better today than I did yesterday, though. Hopefully I won't be blowing my nose and hacking up phlegm as much during this show as the last one. So, what was it I talked about the last show? I forget. Who knows? Long day. But this show, really, I didn't have a subject. I got home a little early, so I decided to work on something from my other channel. I have two YouTube channels, so for those of you who don't know this, I have a second social commentary and political commentary channel. You'll find the link to it in the description. It just says commentary channel. And I haven't posted on it for quite some time, but I decided I'm going to start posting more. I'm going to find the time. Maybe 1 or 2 videos a day. Well, we'll see. In addition to this live call-in show. So I suggest you check it out. I was spending so much time working on the video, and it can take a while because even though I initially shoot it, you know, the capture software I use, I can't just like hit the fucking pause button. Well, I could actually. Shit. It does have a pause. Right up in the fucking top, and I have to access another, you know, function to pause it. But I guess I could. But if I have to stop for any reason, and it keeps recording, and, you know, then, of course, I make mistakes, or got to get up and do something. So I got to go through the whole piece and edit out all the mistakes, all the stuff that's wrong. So once I've done that, it can take 3 times as long as it did to record the damn thing. So it took longer than I thought. So I didn't actually have a subject set up to talk about. So you can feel free to call in. Minus Sith, you'd have to wait. But so I decided to talk about something different, right? Maybe I'll have like a grab bag day, as it were, where I just talk about something that might be unrelated to what I usually discuss, red pill subjects, and talk about something that is as non-red pill as possible. I thought this would be a nice change of pace. So, for those of you who don't know too much about me, and even those that do, something you might not know about me is that when I was younger, I was heavily into occult philosophy and magic and stuff like that. I wouldn't call it witchcraft per se. That's something entirely different. But I was into studying this stuff and really into learning a lot about it. I'm talking really young, like teenage years, because, you know, my household was a nightmare, and anything that made me feel empowered, like I had some kind of power in a situation where I was powerless. You know, a lot of kids these days, they study these types of things like black magic, witchcraft, Wicca, the occult, you know, demons, summoning, spells, hexes, all this type of stuff, because generally speaking, a lot of them grow up in households where there's abuse, domestic violence. They don't feel like they have much control over their life situation. So they get into this kind of stuff because it makes them feel powerful, right? You just speak a few words and, ooh, your enemies are vanquished. It's, of course, nonsense, right? But it makes you feel stronger, more powerful, you know. So that was mainly the reason, yeah. But it's interesting stuff because people have been believing in magic and the supernatural mainly because they didn't have any better explanations, right? You know, lightning, thunder, oh, it's a god. Because I can't imagine anything else like static electricity in the atmosphere. I don't even know what the fuck that is. So, Zeus raining thunderbolts. Why? Why? Why would Zeus be throwing thunderbolts? Doesn't he need his thunderbolts? Aren't they energy? Doesn't he need energy? He needs energy, doesn't he? He doesn't have unlimited energy, does he? If he has unlimited energy, where's he getting it? Does he have a fusion reactor? What's going on here? So, yeah, of course, none of it makes sense. But it is interesting stuff. And I think also it's interesting to understand some of the things that those on the other side, meaning those on the left, believe, because a lot of what is involved in the study of the occult requires the same type of mindset that leftists have. Very relativistic, a very solipsistic view of the world. Mainly that reality is mutable, it's changeable. You can apply something called thought pressure, right? And of course, this is so-called psychic abilities like telekinesis. We'll get into that too. I used to, I don't know that I ever really believed in that stuff wholeheartedly. But there was a time where I was heavy into all that kind of stuff, right? It was a form of escapism, let's be honest. But yeah, a lot of people believe this stuff, right? And a lot of people believe that the minimum wage is good and that you could have a Green New Deal and spend money we don't have, $150 trillion, and rebuild every building in the world in 10 years. I mean, that's just in America, by the way, not in the world. to pay for this in the world, what's the number above a trillion? It's a quadrillion? I mean, Jesus Christ. Can you imagine how much it costs to rebuild the entire fucking planet in 10 years with this renewable energy that, by the way, doesn't exist? Well, that's the kind of thinking that you get from people who also are into this kind of stuff, the occult and magic. It's really wacky stuff. I remember seeing just recently some guy on Facebook. He had a totally bald head. He was obviously shaving it. Some young kid pretended to be a warlock or some shit. And he would just film these videos of himself drinking absinthe, which is it's an old liquor that, used to make you go insane if you drank it. And he's drinking this absinthe, he's lighting it on fire, and he's wearing this fucking upside-down pentacle and trying to look all cool and shit. I guess he's making money somehow. A lot of people make money off this shit. Let's start with that. Let's start with psychic abilities. So I'd like to talk about some of the more weird, wacky, outlandish stuff that exists within the worlds of idealism, solipsism, relativism, and occult philosophy. So, you all know what psychics are supposed to be, right? Somebody who has this power of the mind that nobody else possesses, right? You hear all this bullshit about how humans only use 10% of their brain. That's not true, by the way. It's just that the majority of your brain is being used for other stuff like to regulate your bodily functions. That's why animals are so stupid, even if they have bigger brains than us, because, yeah, they got bigger brains. They got bigger bodies, too. And they need that big fucking brain to regulate that big fucking body. That's why a whale might have a fucking brain bigger than you, but they're not that bright. Maybe. Not compared to people, anyway. So, yeah, they don't have very much free gray matter to think abstractly, to exercise the logic, reason, critical thinking skills that we do, right? So human beings are unique in that regard. We have a very large brain in relation to our body size, so we don't need all of it to regulate our bodily functions. And the reason we developed this large brain is because of evolution. We needed it. It had to develop to deal with the environment, to survive, and also to make the tools, right? Tool making was an essential part of human evolution, and the better we got at it, the better our brain became at it, and the bigger the brain became to get even better at tool making. All right, so some people believe that there's people running around that have psychic abilities who have even more gray matter than others. And they can do shit, right? But apparently all these people live in like very, very out of the way, inhospitable places. This man can move boulders with his fucking mind, and he lives in, the mountains in the Arctic or some shit. Are there mountains in the Arctic? I guess they'd be ice mountains. But, lives in Nepal at the top of a mountain 1,000 miles from many people. Well, why is it all these fucking psychics and mystics and shit, they don't live near anybody? These people that can perform these grand feats of mental abilities like telekinesis and telepathy, you can't find them. Because it's bullshit, right? But a lot of people believe this shit. Just like a lot of people believe the stuff on the left that they have no evidence for, but they believe it anyway. It's really quite nonsensical. And one of those is psychic abilities, right? In fact, the government, this is very interesting. This tells you how far people have went in studying this type of stuff and believing it. Even the government, the United States government believed this shit. They spent tens of millions of dollars on something called remote viewing. So remote viewing is this ability where you can supposedly project your consciousness to other places and then view those places and then come back to your brain and with it bring back the information. Right? So you can project consciousness, perceive other areas, other places far away, and then report it to the government, I guess. The Russian government was also heavily involved in this type of stuff. Of course, it's wacky, right? I mean, it's so crazy. I mean, a lot of you out there are like, what? That's some crazy shit. That can't be true. Yeah, it's absolutely true. Ooh. Double strong coffee, baby. Also double hot. Can't drink it yet. So yeah, you got remote viewing. You've got, now the government spent tons of money and then they found out it was bullshit. Because the government is just a bunch of dummies like you and me, right? And then you have stuff like divination, right? Which is this belief that you can get information from other dimensions, other worlds, like the dead, right? Like you could talk to the fucking dead. You could talk to dead. You could talk to angels. You could talk to demons. I think that'd be pretty interesting. Talk to Satan. Hear if he likes his coffee as strong as I like mine. He probably likes it even stronger. But seriously, though, yeah, nonsense, right? But a lot of people believe this stuff. Divination, there's a lot of different forms of divination. Like you got like for example, tarot cards. Maybe some of you, just for novelty's sake, paid to see a psychic. I remember once my mother, she believed in this shit. She was bad shit crazy. I mean, yeah, I was into this shit as a form of escapism as a teenager, but she believed in this stuff as a middle-aged woman. Ooh, cuckoo. And I remember she took us once to see a tarot card reader. And we sat in like the, tarot card reader's living room while she sat there getting her reading. I think it cost like maybe $5 or $10 or something. That was a lot of money back then, by the way. Not anything now, but what can you buy for $5? I've been gone from America for a while. Can you buy a candy bar with $5? What does like a Clark bar cost? It's like $2 now. What about the jumbo size? Is that $3? How about fucking soda? I know how much soda costs in fucking New York. They doubled like the price with taxes and shit. Trying to socially engineer people away from drinking soda. Of course, it's really just about collecting more taxes. Yeah, sure. Won't people just stop drinking soda? That's the whole point. Or won't they just buy a bigger... I think they only put it on like the smaller sizes. I don't know. It's stupid. But anyway, divination. So you got the tarot cards. You got the Ouija board. That's some freaky shit. By the way, this stuff's a bunch of nonsense. All right, I don't believe any of it. All right, but at the same time, there's shit I don't know, I don't understand. So I recommend you don't fuck with this stuff. Don't do anything with it because why would you, right? It's all bullshit, but why tempt fate, right? But I was heavily into studying like magic, right? Like affecting change in the real world. In conformity with will. Again, I mean, we're talking 35 years ago, plus I was just a fucking teenager, So don't hold it against me. A lot of fucking teenagers that are into dumb shit. A lot of dumb shit, so, don't look down on me too much. But, I believed in all that stuff. Ghosts and fucking demons and, I don't know about believed. Again, I mean, it was just, it was a form of escapism, right? I don't know, boring subject actually. It's very boring to me now. I know a lot of people are fascinated by the occult and witchcraft and magic, and they think all that shit's real. Good Lord, that just that tells me how stupid people are. Just a bunch of fucking dummies. Of course, don't attack me if you're some kind of Wiccan or something. Don't hold it against me that I know this shit's nonsense. I don't think it. I know it. Trust me. It's a bunch of crap. Yeah, this is boring. I'm getting bored myself now. Jeez, I never get bored. Okay. Well, I'm sorry. I was very busy. I thought I'd be finished editing that goddamn video and be able to come up with a subject to talk about. All right, give me a second. And let me think about what I want to talk about today. Yeah, I know what I could. Well, maybe save that for my commentary channel. But all right, what the fuck? Let me see here. Give me a second, all right? You have to bear with me because a busy guy, you know. I don't have so much free time. Oh, boy, oh, boy. There it is. Okay. Yep. I always have something in reserve. What is this? This is the wrong thing. Oh, never mind. It doesn't matter. Shit. Well, this is what I get for not being prepared. This is why I don't make anything for that other channel, by the way, because it just takes too long. I mean, I think I'm just going to make a quick video about some subject and go into commentary, and then I get into discussing the contradictions this person is delving into, and then I get into a deeper analysis, and then I start hacking up some fucking phlegm, and then I got to get something to eat, then I got to use the bathroom, and then I got to edit the shit out of this fucking video, and it takes forever. And then I don't have anything ready for the show. Fuck. What do you want from me? I don't know what to talk about. No time to prepare. Oy vey. Oh, what about this? Oh, okay. I heard about this. Yeah, the 49 people killed in New Zealand mosque attack. It wasn't a Muslim, though. It was a white guy or something. Saw a bunch of people talking about this on Facebook. Hey, look! Oh, I know who this is. It's Sith, I'm sure. Stop calling in so much, Sith. Hello, caller. Hello.
Hello.
Yes. How are you?
On my phone. Yes. Hello?
Yes.
Hey, RP, it's Jim Status.
I don't know who this is. I can't. I don't know who this is. All right, this guy doesn't know how to use a phone, or there's some problem. I don't know who that is. I don't know who that was. They couldn't hear me. They kept saying, "Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?" That doesn't make for interesting viewing. He's calling back. I don't know, dude. You got to do it. You can't hear me on your phone. I don't know what that's about. Others have called me and hear me just fine. So, well, what the fuck? I didn't understand you anyway. You were speaking bad English. No offense, but you could enunciate a little better. Anyway, also I could hear echoes because you had the sound on in the background. Generally speaking, when you call in a show, you turn down the radio or whatever sound source you have. So you can feel free to call back. Hello? And he still can't hear me. Hello? Hello? All right, so he can't hear me. I don't understand. Why are you calling if you can? Okay, Sith. He's Hello? Hello? Okay, so somebody's playing a fucking game with me. All right. Can you hear me? No. So maybe something's wrong with the Skype. Okay, I got people calling and they're not talking. Sith, why don't you call in? Because it looks like something might be wrong with the Skype. I've had 2 people call now. The first one said they can't hear me. The second, I had somebody else just call, different number, just nothing. Basically, somebody waiting to for me to talk. Actually, let me close Skype. Maybe that's the problem. I'll open it back up again, but I don't think there's anything wrong with my microphone or speakers or anything. Excuse me. Let me check my... I think somebody's playing a fucking game here, but let me just check the microphone to be sure. Seems to be working fine. Sithinet's not calling in, though, so I'm not sure that you all can hear me. Oh, this is great. Great. Now y'all got me fucking wondering if there's something wrong with the with my microphone. All right, let me open Skype up again. All right. Skype's open. All right, yeah, Sith, give me a call, just to test. I love talking to you, of course, but I'd like to talk to other people as well. And he's not calling. All right, well, I don't know what that was about. Maybe the person had a bad connection. I don't know. My headphones are working fine, and I think my microphone's working fine too, so... Although, maybe it's not. I did accidentally hit the fucking wire when I was moving this thing. Let me do a test. Now you all got me wondering if my microphone is working or not. Let me open a media sound recording device. Test my microphone real quick. Now you got me fearing that my microphone ain't working. Hello?
Hello.
Yes?
Hello.
Yes, hello. Who is this?
Hello.
Oh, for God's sake. Another person calling in and can't hear me. This is fucking great. Lovely. I don't know what's going on here. Something wrong with my sound? All right, give me a second. I got to test my microphone here. All right, I'm going to try and record some sound. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, playback. Hello, hello. Okay, so my microphone is working. So it's got to be the other person. It's weird. Weird. Technical difficulties of some kind. Let me see if I can call... Let me try and call them. Or Skype them. I don't know. Let me see. Let me open my Skype up again. Strange. I think it's the same person trying to call via different methods, but it's not working. Let me try and contact... Oh, Sith is... It's Jim Status. Oh. Missed call. I see. Accept. Okay. I think he's just fucking with me, I think. This just annoys me. I mean, there's something wrong on your end, I think. He's trying to... Hello?
Hello.
Yes?
Hello.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Dude, you need to learn how to use Skype. It's clearly you, Jim, and you've clearly called several times. You don't know how to use Skype. You clearly don't have your Skype set correctly. Go into your settings. Go into audio. So now I'm going to have to walk you through this. I'm the old fucking guy, and you're the guy that can't use technology. Hit settings. It's right beside your name in the upper left-hand corner. Then hit audio, video. Scroll down. Set your default speakers. Okay, to your headphones or whatever it is you're using to hear me. Because you do not have the correct default speaker device set, obviously. Oy vey. This is first time. Oh, he's calling on the phone. Oh my God, well I should be able to hear him then. I don't know. Don't try and call in again, okay? Please. Other people call in, there's no problems. I don't know what's going on. All right, so let me talk about this fucking... Is this white guy attacked these Muslims? People are talking on Facebook saying, oh, look, Whitey attacked a mosque. It's not just Muslims that are terrorists. I thought you said they're not terrorists. So are they terrorists or are they not terrorists? So first they're running around saying, oh, you're racist and Islamophobic for saying these people are terrorists. Now you're saying they're not the only ones that are terrorists. Wait. You've been saying all this time that Muslims are not bad people. They're not terrorists. Encouraging your kids to go to Morocco and get their heads chopped off. But now they are. But because some white dude or a couple white dudes shot up some mosque or something, I don't know what happened exactly. But somehow now Whitey is just as bad. Yeah. False equivalency, you idiots. Yeah, you know, sometimes there's going to be an exception to the rule. Live updates. 49 killed in mass shootings at 2 mosques in New Zealand. New Zealand is a white country. You Muslims are invaders. I'm sorry if you don't like that reality, but that's the reality. You're a bunch of welfare leeches. You're a bunch of cockroaches. You're an invading force. Are you surprised that you've invaded, stolen tons and tons of welfare, essentially sucked money out of the government coffers, taken advantage of the kindness of white people, and you only did this so that you could steal their land and take over their country, right? Because you want to move in and then outbreed them to the point where you can then outvote them and then replace them with your own politicians and Sharia law. Oh, but somehow it's unexpected that some of these white people would have a problem with that and see you as an invading force. Oh, it's totally unforeseen. Yeah. It's something that we never expected to have happen here. What are you talking about? Or do you mean white people doing it or actual terrorism? Because, last year there was something like 30,000+ terrorist attacks by Muslims and like less than 100 by Christians. So I don't know what you mean by unexpected. We never expected to have that happen here. What are you talking about? It's happening everywhere with these people. Christchurch MP Jerry Brownlee told Good Morning America, we're a relatively small population. That makes it worse. You bring in all these outsiders, that just concentrates the dysfunction even more. All right, let me open up Skype again. I'll ask Sithanet to call in just to see if it's working. But please, Jim, don't try to call in again. Of course he'll try again because he turned off his sound and he's not hearing this. You can send me a text message too using Skype, by the way, if you want. I don't usually do that, but since you can't seem to make the phone part work, you can try that. Yeah, there's obviously something with your phone, Jim, that it's not compatible with Skype. You might have to download some kind of app or something to make it work. Clearly, you're missing some kind of software. I don't know. It's supposed to work with Android. I thought I had the most recent version of Skype, but all right. So I'll leave this open if Sithanet wants to call in. He's calling again. This fucking guy. Of course, it won't work. Oh, he's not using the camera. Hello? Yes?
Hello.
He's trying again, of course. Now I have to... I'm going to have to block Jim for now because he won't stop calling and he can't get it to work. This is what annoys me. He just keeps calling and interrupting the show, and then I can't hear him. I have to send him a message. Stop calling. Stop calling. Stop being an idiot. You're calling and I can't hear you. Or you can't hear me. Right. Yeah. Yeah, don't call until you fixed the problem. And I know that my sound is working fine because I heard myself. I heard myself when he called. I heard myself on his phone. He's sending me a message now. All right, let me get back to this story about the Muslims who were shocked and amazed that somebody fought back against them. We've only killed tens of thousands of people whose countries we've invaded, and they've done nothing. They've gotten down on their hands and knees and sucked our collective cocks. But, yeah, somebody fought back. Oh, my God. I have a brand new phone, S9. I wonder what the problem is. Maybe Sith could call. Yeah, Sith isn't calling. I don't know why Sith's not calling. He usually is waiting with bated breath to call in. Yeah, the problem's with your phone. You might need to go in and I would go online on Google and check, about calling Skype numbers or something. I mean, it's just a regular number. It acts as a regular number. I could hear you just fine. Can you hear me? Can you hear me talking on the show? Anyway, yeah, it really is shocking to me that people just don't get why some white dudes in such a small country that's being invaded, and it's such a small country, so that just intensifies the dysfunction that these people's dysfunctional culture creates. I can't believe people don't understand why some folks might get upset and start a shooting. It used to be in America, if you step foot on my fucking land, I could shoot you, okay? I want to go back to those days. Why can't we go back to those days? Come on. My land, step on my land, I'm going to blow your fucking head off. Why can't I put up trespassing signs? Trespass, you get shot. Trespassers are shot. We got all this feel-good, touchy-feely bullshit. Let people invade our fucking country, steal our land, steal our fucking country by outpopulating us, taking advantage of our kindness and goodwill. We got a Muslim. We got Muslims, 2 of them, I think, now, serving in the Congress. Can you believe this shit? Muslims are the worst. They're natural socialists. Cockroaches, of course. They can't make a go of it on their own, so the way they do things is to invade another country and then steal all the loot, right? Or in this case, use our kindness and compassion to do so. Guilt us into it with our own stupid ideology. Identity politics. Get the fuck out of here. I'm not going to feel guilty because I'm more successful than you cunts. Come on. Nor am I going to give you free shit. Okay, somebody just sent me a message here. Not Skype. I don't want to. Yeah, you try again. You need to go online, Jim, and check out your new phone and see what may or may not be going on there. Because Sith calls in, it's just fine. So I don't know. And he's like in fucking France. He's in France. If he can call in, it's probably your phone. You said it's new, so. It could just be you don't even have the microphone on. I have no idea, really. I got 2 calls, by the way. Were they both you? I'm not going to give the call number out, of course, but I've got 2 back-to-back. So I assume that was you trying with your new phone and then with your old phone? Or maybe somebody new was trying to call in. I'm just wondering if it was 2 people I got calls from, and if both of those people they couldn't hear me, or if it was just you. Because I see 2 different numbers, so I don't know if someone else tried to call in. But anyway, I don't understand where people's confusion is. I really don't. The guns start shooting, and we just came in, and he was shooting ad hoc. Yeah, crazy shooters, they go crazy. But I'm pretty sure they only shot Muslims. So 3 people are in custody, including 1 Australian citizen. 1 man was charged with murder and is expected to appear in court Saturday, police said. Well, I kind of think these people are at war with us. I mean, what do you think? They seem to be at war with us. I'm not condoning these people's action, by the way, because no doubt some innocent people were shot. But, the terrorists, they tend to have a habit of placing themselves in civilian areas to kind of stop attackers from dropping bombs on them. I mean, I really blame them. I mean, you're infiltrating the civilian population. Yeah, you're going to have some civilian casualties. I don't know when people are going to wake up and realize you're at war. These people see you as the enemy. What do you think? The reason that 80% of these people are all young, strong men in their 20s and teens? You think that's some kind of coincidence? Come on! They're sending an invading army to conquer you. And you're just letting them all in. Well, they were all poor. We destroyed their country. Yeah, they didn't destroy their own country, right? With their stupid socialist programs and their theocracy and their total lack of productive capability, their lack of diversity in their economy. And it's funny how we're supposed to accept diversity of culture, of peoples, but you go to these third world countries, no diversity. No diversity. Hey, you know what? I think maybe I want to be African. I think I want to introduce some diversity to Africa. Can I go to Africa and diversify Africa and populate Africa with my kitties? Or maybe my half-breed kitties, because maybe I'll knock up a few local broads. How would they like that? They'd probably fucking kill the kids I had because you're impure! Impure! Or they'd whack their fucking hands off to be some kind of fucking amulet or some shit. They do that with the albinos down there, you know. Albino meat's good eating, they think. They'll kill the albinos and eat the flesh because supposedly it's aphrodisiac or something, or it has magical powers. Do we want to bring these people into America? Really? I mean, it's no surprise nobody wants to go live there, right? And even if we did, we wouldn't be welcome, of course. People would look at you like you're mad. That's the interesting thing, I think. If I wanted to go to Africa and become African, people would be like looking at me like, you can't be African. You're not a black man. Well, how can you be American? I mean, we got all these people running around America that are not Americans. I don't give a fuck what your passport says, okay? I don't give a fuck if you were born there because your mommy and daddy crossed the border illegally and dropped you at the nearest hospital, or maybe they gave birth to you right in the back of the immigration van. I don't care. You're not a fucking American. You don't like it? Kiss my ass. I'm sorry, but you need to have some kind of national identity, people, okay? You need to get some kind of national identity eventually, all right? Otherwise, you're going to be wiped off the face of the fucking planet. Yeah, they're all nice to you now. They're not really that nice to you now anyway, you know? If you're a white guy walking around America, or if you wore a fucking MAGA hat, you're going to get fucking clonked on the head with a baseball bat. I'm seeing stories every day. People getting attacked for wearing MAGA hats. The fuck is that about? Because you got that wacky black woman, what's her name? Crazy Maxine, fucking running around telling people to harass Republicans. If you see somebody in a MAGA hat, go harass them. 80-year-old senile broad. This shit pisses me off. Pisses me off so much. If they're this cruel to you now, and you're like 67% of the population, or some people say 62, I don't know. The new census has to come out before we'll know exactly how little of the population remains that's white. But imagine what's going to happen when you're a fucking minority. Look at what happened in fucking South America. 4 or 5 people a week are getting killed down there. You're talking about a country with, what's the population? I forget. But only 10% is white. But they produce the majority of the food, so you would think, yeah, well, you know, they would treat us better. No, they're killing them. The government is covertly paying mercenaries to attack white farms and kill white farmers in the worst ways possible to encourage other white people to get the fuck out of Dodge. What do you think's going to happen when white people are 10% of the population? I don't even think it'll take that much. I don't even think that the white population will need to shrink that to that degree. I think once we're less than 50%, that's it. But the more people in America that are not white, the more intolerance you're going to experience. It's very interesting how these people, these leftists, these globalists that hate white people, many of them white people themselves, talk about tolerance. Yeah, they're real fucking tolerant, right? Yeah, they're real tolerant when it comes to black people, brown people, and they call them black and brown people. People of color. Yeah, you're not a racist. Why don't you just use the N-word? Why don't you just call them colored people? You know you wanna. Ridiculous. Yeah, but they're so tolerant, right? Except for Whitey. Right, yeah. Whitey's got to go. Whitey's evil. Whitey's a slave owner. Whitey should pay reparations. What do you do when there's no white people left? Who are you going to fuck with then? Who are you going to rob then? Other black people? They don't have anything to steal. Brown people, they came to America to steal from the whites. Hey, you're destroying your meal ticket, you idiots. Don't you understand? It's white people that produce the bounty that you are feeding off of. Yeah, let's get rid of whitey, right? What are you going to do then? Go back to living in caves and mud huts? Wattle huts? A wattle hut is when they take little strips of fucking wood and bark and weave them together, and then they mix equal parts mud and shit together, because it turns out shit makes a really good binding agent. Then they slap it on the wattle and tends to keep the mud from liquefying too much and running off the house. It's pretty disgusting. Yeah, let's go back to living like that, right? Climbing trees like fucking monkeys to get fucking wild bananas. Oh, boy, I want to live like that. Let's get rid of all our modern conveniences created by white people. Yippity fucking do. Yeah, that sounds great, right? Oh, we'll still have Japanese in Japan. And they ain't no black people in Japan calling themselves Japanese, and they ain't letting in no black people and allowing them to become Japanese people. But it's perfectly okay for the Japanese to be Japanese, and only the Japanese to be Japanese, and no outsiders can be Japanese. But hey, outsiders can come into America and become Americans, and outsiders can move into fucking England and become British, and fucking Muslims and everybody else can go to Germany and become German, unless you're white, of course. Then you're not welcome. It's interesting, isn't it? The most productive people in the fucking world. Sorry, no vacancy for you, but let's let in the fucking leeches. Yeah, we got a vacancy for them. Really? Because, of course, that's what they want, because the leeches are easy to control, right? The leeches can be manipulated. The leeches want the welfare, and they're willing to sell what will eventually be their vote or their kids' vote for that free shit, because eventually they know. They know that they'll take over. They breed like rabbits. They interbreed with their fucking sisters and brothers and cousins and shit. It's an epidemic with these people, and there's another problem. Talk about wackadoo healthcare costs. Fucking A, Britain has a real big problem with this, because the kids of these immigrants have tremendous health care problems. 13 times more likely to contract a genetic disease than the local British population. 13 more times! Because they're fucking having kids with their first cousins. And it whacks the fucking IQ 12, 15 points down. And what if you're already starting with a fucking 85? Well, your son is dumber than Forrest Gump. Oh, congratulations. He can't take care of you in old age. He'll just be a burden, but you don't have to pay for him. He's another mouth in the household that can draw more welfare. Fuck me. Yeah, give all these welfare benefits to these illegals. Give them all these nice goodies. Meanwhile, the local population doesn't have any access, hardly any access to all these free goodies that are set aside for these illegal aliens that you're propping up. So they're not having very many kids, because turns out having kids is expensive if you don't have all these free goodies being given to you. So they just continue to breed like rabbits, and the local population disappears. Before you know it, you got mosques everywhere, Sharia law. They already got fucking Sharia patrols in New York. Bunch of fucking Muslims riding around in their fucking turbans, in cars that look like police cars, but they're really Sharia patrol. We're concerned citizens looking out for our neighborhood that we've balkanized and populated almost entirely by Muslims. Yeah. Oh, but they assimilate. Ever been to Chinatown? They don't speak English. Yeah. Oh, but they'll assimilate, right? Yeah, they balkanize in these areas and all live together, so they can suck off the home country's resources that they're in. But why would they assimilate? Why would the people in Chinatown assimilate? They don't, by the way. I've been to Chinatown. You'll be hard-pressed to find anybody that speaks a lick of fucking English. Yeah, assimilate my ass. There's no motivation. You're paying them not to assimilate. It's retarded. It really pisses me off. Yeah, we expect them to assimilate. Why? Why would they? You're housing them all in the same area. And then others that come in, you're going to send them to that area as well. And then those people that can afford to live somewhere, who maybe are illegal aliens, Well, they're going to move to that area too because they're going to feel more comfortable. And before you know it, you've got balkanization. And then you've got people like Ilhan Omar in fucking Congress because so many of these people balkanized in one area, they were able to take over the entire fucking district and vote in a Muslim. We got 2 of them now in Congress. Oh, that's just the tip of the fucking iceberg. Tip of the iceberg. We're in trouble, people. We're in big fucking trouble. It's got to be the fucking coffee, baby. Fucking double strong. Yeah, I put 4 fucking scoops into that motherfucker. I feel like that fucking rat. What is it? That monkey? Remember that monkey? The fucking monkey toy. Oh, fuck me. That used to have the tambourines. What were those things fucking called? Were they tambourines? And he would just... Yeah, that's what I feel like right now. In fact, I got the hot water there. Why didn't I bring the fucking coffee? You're going to have to wait for me for a second. I want more coffee. This is some good shit. This must be very fresh coffee. Very, very far from its expiration date. Be patient and wait for me. This is some good shit. It's like I'm a fucking crack addict. And I got a particularly good bag of crack. Yeah. Somebody forgot to throw in the baby powder before they cooked it up. So it's real strong. It's Friday night. I might stay on longer. What the fuck? I got nothing else to do tomorrow for a change. Okay, 1. Now, of course, you got to be careful with this instant stuff. Unlike the brewed stuff, which, you know, depending on how much water you use, is going to be essentially, you know, normal strength coffee, though stronger than the recommended dose for instant. If you keep ladling in the fucking spoonfuls for the instant, you could get a heart-exploding cup of coffee. So you got to be a little careful here. You might go from a buzz to your eyeballs popping out of your fucking head. So, yeah, I got to be careful. All right, let me... Or burning a hole in your stomach. All right, let's pour the water. Okay. I don't know how many scoops I just put in. I didn't keep track. It might have been 4 or 5. Maybe I should try 10 scoops. I could make the most powerful cup of coffee in the world and see what happens to me. You can see what happens if I take 10 scoops of fucking instant coffee and 1 fucking small cup of coffee. Holy shit. That would be like Beyond Kramer in that one episode of Seinfeld where he got all that free fucking cafe latte and was just jibber jabber jab. Oh boy, this could be dangerous. Don't try this at home. Don't try this at home, kids. Caffeine's not good for you. Not in large doses. It reminds me. I remember a story where this school was doing some testing on their students, and right before the test, the teachers gave all the kids a bunch of 7-Up. Because 7-Up has a lot of caffeine, supposedly, because they wanted them to be as mentally alert as possible, and then the parents contacted the school, and they were pissed, which I didn't understand why. I mean, you know, they're trying to help your kids do better. It's just soda. Woo! I'm a crazy motherfucker, people. Don't fuck with me. All right, so I'm feeling a little off the wall tonight. All right. So these quote-unquote poor Muslim victims, boo-hoo, the gun started shooting. He just came in and he was just shooting everywhere, said Ramzan Ali. That doesn't sound like a New Zealand name to me, Ramzan. It sounds like you might be from somewhere around, say, I don't know, Pakistan? Eh? Did you enter the country illegally, Ramzan? What are you doing there, Ramzan? Are you a New Zealander, Ramzan? What a fucked up name. I thought most of these people were named Muhammad. Where's the Muhammad? I guess they're trying to break that trend. We got too many fucking Muhammads. I can't identify people. Hey, Muhammad, where are you? Over here, said 150 fucking guys. And they're like 2 non-Muhammads. I can't talk to anybody. Everybody's named Muhammad. You're naming all your friends with numbers, right? Okay, you're Muhammad number 1. You're Muhammad number 2. You're Muhammad number 3. Oh, fuck. That's great. All right. Let me see what else is in the news here I can make fun of. You know, as a comedian, I do have a comedian side to me. It comes out sometimes. Yeah, I'm a philosopher, but I also like comedy. I think it's important to stay lighthearted and not to take yourself too seriously. People who take themselves too seriously tend not to enjoy life very much. So yeah, I try not to be too serious. I mean, I'm serious enough during the day. All right, .com. All right, let's see what else is going on. Oh boy, woo! Yeah, I need more coffee now, baby. That's some good stuff. Wow, that jump started me. All right, the best baby fat. Well, what is this crap? This is Yahoo. I'm looking at Yahoo News. Didn't they have an opportunity to sell themselves to Microsoft a while back? And then the dummy Asian that was in charge turned them down. And then Microsoft, then Yahoo's stock plummeted. And then they went back begging to Microsoft, and Bill Gates told them to go fuck themselves. You're not worth anything anymore, bitches. I'm not interested in buying you no more. Yeah, that's great. All right, let me see here. So Sithonet isn't trying to call in. I'd really like to test this, to test my Skype to know, because I got 2 calls there. I'm not sure if both of those calls were from Jim. So he didn't deign to tell me. So yeah, I'm not sure if it's my Skype that's the problem or his new phone. Samantha B. rips Democrats for not defending Ilhan Omar amid Republican criticism. They kind of threw her under the bus. I hate this Samantha B. That is one ugly broad. Isn't she the one that called Trump's daughter a cunt or something? Or Melania or something? Oh, God, she's hideous. Hideous broad. You rarely... In fact, I got to say, I've never seen any really good-looking broads acting like her. I really haven't. She must be one unhappy woman. One unhappy broad. What do you mean throw under the bus? This is what I don't understand. Didn't Ilhan Omar make some very negative comments about Jews? Didn't she throw herself under the bus? But somehow it's the fault of Nancy Pelosi, who happens to be an old white lady, who Samantha Bee probably doesn't like because of that fact. Oh, but she's not a racist or anything else, is she? She's not a self-hating white person. Well, I can be hateful to white people because I'm white, too. Yeah, Funny how that works. Ilhan Omar is the one to blame. Oh, God. Why are you letting these... This is a broad that married her own brother. So to get him into the country. Married her own brother, then lied about it. Yeah. But she's a congressman now. Oh, yeah. I had to run for Congress. Look at my competition. Oh, but I'm white. I have no chance. Well, maybe I could pretend to be like an Arab or something. I remember if I grow a beard, I had a number of people tell me, just a couple years ago, some Muslim guy told me I look like a Muslim because I had the facial hair. But if I shave, I don't think I do. But trust me, there's not a drop of Arab blood in me, or if there is, it's very small, I'm sure. Come on. Yeah, I look like an Arab. My yes. They think everybody with a big, thick beard looks like a fucking Arab. Give me a break. All right. U.S. pilots reported problems with Boeing 7. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's Twitter plea for furniture advice. God. This is what we have. Yeah, we go from Patton to this. We go from great leaders, military leaders, to people like this who are in no way, shape, or form leaders. Scary. Bullies, R.I.P. up invitation to 11-year-old's birthday party in front of her. After the bullies ripped up the party invitations, the student felt crushed and didn't think anyone would be there to help her celebrate. Interesting story. I want to look at that. It sounds like a very red pill moment. It's called reality, sweetheart. It's called reality, honey. Of course, her parents didn't let her deal with the reality. They probably went through some heavy machinations to get, I don't know, some celebrity to come to her party. All right, this is interesting. This is interesting. Yeah. This falls under libtard parents, I think, because they probably tried to shield this girl. Oh, God, she's dressed up like Harry Potter. I wonder why the cool kids didn't want to come to your party. Yeah. 11-year-old, goofy-looking broad with glasses half the size of her face. Loves Harry Potter. She's holding a wand and wearing a robe. Yeah, jeez. I wonder why they don't think you're cool. Bullies rip up her 11-year-old's invitations. Oh, I don't know how this is a story. Somebody tell me how this is news. What happened to news? What is this crap? Bullies. I bet they're going to say the bullies wore fucking MAGA hats, too. 11-year-old bullies wearing MAGA hats ripped up the poor girl's invitations. Ooh. Yeah, poor soul. Nancy Edens was excited to invite her classmates to her birthday party. Fuck them. My parents didn't even have birthday parties for me. They were such fucking cheap cunts. You know what they did? Because me and my brother's birthday was in the same month, they would take both and do them on the same day. Can you believe that shit? Can you believe that? So I'd be having my birthday party with him and sharing a fucking cake. Like half the fucking cake would be his cake. And it would have his fucking age number on it. They didn't use individual candles. They get a fucking candle with the age. 12 fucking candle. And the other candle, my age, and half the fucking cake. And they might have made a fucking effort to like have like a little line of frosting of a different color separating the two halves. So we both knew whose half was whose. Fucking you don't get to have your own birthday because you're not important enough. Go fuck yourself. Yeah, mom. You weren't no mom. God. And of course it would be on mine because mine came sooner. So let's ruin my birthday, right? Don't have it on his, which is later. Of course. So she invited classmates to her birthday party until some classroom bullies decided to rip up the invitations in front of her. They're assholes. They're cunts. These are cunts. Why would you want to have these kids to your birthday party anyway? I don't understand. If somebody did that to me, I'd tell them to go fuck themselves. But I wouldn't give them fucking invitations to begin with. According to her mother, Stephanie Edens, Stephanie told Wave, what is Wave? What is that? Who knows, an online rag, that Nancy from Louisville, Kentucky, oh boy, yeah, a lot of geniuses down there, right, has experienced bullying before, but never to such a degree. Nah, really? You take people that like to bully, and then you present yourself to be beaten up with no consequences. They could bully you. I don't know how this is bullying, by the way. In my day, bullying was they beat the shit out of you, and you'd have blood spurting from your fucking head because they rammed you into the fucking water fountain head first. That's bullying. I don't know what this is, but it ain't bullying. Oh, she felt absolutely crushed and didn't think anyone would be there to help her celebrate turning 11. Oh, Jesus Christ. What did you get, Eminem to come? You fucking people. You people sicken me. I want to do everything I possibly can to shield my child from reality. Yeah. And what is she gonna do when she turns 30? And the real reality kicks in that you don't always get what you want, and I listened to mommy and daddy a little too much, and I coasted along a little too easily, and I didn't challenge myself as much as I could have. So now here I am at 30, no kids, lots of cats, no men. Yeah, because mommy and daddy never taught me how to face adversity and deal with hardship. So I kind of steered clear of that stuff because I didn't want to deal with it. I didn't have to deal with it, and I wasn't really equipped to deal with it. Yeah. Great job, Mom and Dad. Hopeful that the community and her friends would help make a memorable experience. Why? Who are you? Fuck you. You know what I did for my last birthday? Nothing. Stephanie reached out to Metro Alcoholic Beverage Licenses? Stephanie. Who's Stephanie? Who is Stephanie? The mother? Yeah, I get a little lost here. I'm ranting too much. The fucking coffee, the caffeine is making my brain a little too fast. I'm losing track of details. So Nancy is the girl, and Stephanie's the mom. Yeah, oh boy. She's a special genius. Stephanie reached out to Metro Alcoholic Beverage Licenses? What the fuck you reach out to a fucking alcoholic beverage licensing board for? What, are you going to get her some booze? Louisville Metro Police Department, Pleasant Ridge Fire Department in Kentucky. What for? What, are you going to have a bunch of fucking firemen and cops show up at her party? Oh, that's great. Yeah, because it's a Wayman. Oh, this is beautiful. I already see where this is going. Oh, great. So along with, oh my God. So under the ruse that Nancy would be volunteering with her mother to clean up at Valley High School, the young girl wasn't expecting what the groups had planned. Along with local businesses such as Kroger, the community created a magical party for Nancy with a Harry Potter theme. The Sorting Hat was there. I hope some of you know out there, I hope you people know that Harry Potter is fantasy, okay? I hope there's not a lot of adults out there, or even kids, that believe in this shit. The Sorting Hat was there to help partygoers figure out their new house, be it Slytherin, Ravenclaw, Hufflepuff, or Gryffindor. Drinks changed colors, and attendees were welcomed through platform 9 3/4 to Hogwarts. What happened to clowns? You can't just get a clown. I guess kids think clowns are lame, but, I don't know. I guess at 11, you're too old for a clown? This sounds like an awful lot of trouble for a kid's birthday. If I had kids, you know what kind of birthday they'd get? I'd get them a cake. I'd put different individual fucking candles on it, because only a lazy cunt that doesn't care very much puts a single fucking candle with a number on it on the fucking cake. How hard is it to blow out one fucking candle? The whole point is it's supposed to be difficult. You ever seen a 100-year-old try to blow out a fucking 100 candles? It's hilarious. And it's a challenge, too. Because 100-year-olds, they don't blow that hard. But as many a husband can attest of his wife at that age. But, this is too much. So not only did you step in to save her from a very valuable real-life lesson, but you taught her that, what? That this is just, you're always going to get what you want? No such thing as disappointment. I'm not going to let you be disappointed, so you learn that life isn't all sunshine and rainbows, sweetheart. No, sometimes you face disappointment. Yeah. Children even got to visit Ollivanders to get their very own wands. Who goes to this kind of trouble? I really was not expecting this, Nancy said. I like it a lot. Oh, I bet you do. If somebody bought me a Lamborghini, I'd love it. Somebody held a party for me with a bunch of hot strippers who went down on me. Oh, man, I'd be, yeah, of course I like it. I'm mostly excited, surprised, and all around happy to be here. Metro ABC employees brought their families, as did almost every division within the LMPD and PRFD. So Nancy had plenty of people who had become her new friends, including an LMPD K9 named Buster. Don't these cops have to work? Are you telling me that some of these people went on work time? I hope that's not the case. What? Uh-oh. I accidentally hit some keys here. Uh-oh. Is it still streaming? Okay. Yeah, great. Let's put taxpayer dollars into funding this little girl's disappointment and turning it into her best day ever. This is so annoying. Yeah. Kids don't have to learn about reality, right? Let's just shield them from the world. Make everything easy so that they don't have to face any difficulties in life. Let's teach them that when we face some kind of adversity, some kind of disappointment, without having to do anything, we're going to get rewarded. I cried. Ooh, Harry Potter party. Seems kind of like the wrong lesson to be teaching. But hey. Whoa, what is this? Oh, this is interesting. All right, listen to this story. This is great. Maybe I'll do this once a week, the news, right? Go through the stupid news. I'll call it the stupid news. There's certainly enough of it. Woman panhandling for her baby had a $500 purse and a new iPhone 10, according to police. Wait, what? She had an iPhone 10. Don't iPhone 10s cost $1,000? Doesn't the entry-level model cost $1,000? That's a $1,000 phone. Oh, here's a picture of her. Oh, how sweet. I have one baby. Please, in the name of God, help me to buy baby stuff and diapers. It's a pretty involved sign she's got. It's got glowy borders. It's got mirrored borders. It's got a professional-looking baby picture. Yeah, that's pretty nice. It's not the kind of thing you would think somebody that was homeless could do on the street, living in their cardboard box. Police in New Jersey are hoping that people will think twice about giving money to panhandlers on the side of the road by sharing a social media post warning that they may be trying to scam others. I got news for you. The majority of these panhandlers are scammers, okay? Most of them could work. Most of them have the ability to work. You know the people I give money to? Very few. Sometimes if I see like a really, really old person panhandling, like somebody so old they couldn't work, they'll get some money. Not if they're just like sitting there usually, but if they have like a gimmick, like if they're playing a banjo or some shit, or playing a violin badly, I'll give you some money, okay. Or some guy that has no arms, kind of hard to imagine him working, I mean. Not too much a guy with no arms can do, right? I guess he could use his feet for certain things, but yeah, he might get some money, all right? But if you're a perfectly able person and you give me this fucking mental illness bullshit, no. You're not getting any of my cash. Granted, there are people out there that have mental illnesses, right? Not every disability is visible, but most of them are just scammers. Most of them are grifters, right? So Union Township Police approached a woman walking in and out of traffic on a busy street with a sign that read, "I have one baby." Yeah, we already read the sign. Oh, however, officers are dubious about the woman's claims of needing money after they noticed she was holding a purse estimated to be worth $500. She's not too smart, this lady. She's walking around with a $500 purse and a $1,000 iPhone. Probably out in the open. She's probably so stupid she's crossing back and forth in front of cars while she's looking at her phone. The Street Crimes Unit officers concluded that she did not appear to be in critical need of cash. Interesting. Police said that when they questioned the woman further, she admitted that she and several other women had been dropped off the panhandle throughout New Jersey. Panhandling gangs are becoming more and more common. Most of them are these gypsies, right? It can actually make a lot of money. I've heard about some of these panhandling gangs making in excess of millions a year. Don't kid yourself. Panhandlers can do very well. Especially the Wayman holding up a sign of kids. I wouldn't be able to do too well because I'm a white man, so supposedly I have privilege. So if I ended up on the street, I'd be lucky to survive. But these Waymen holding up a picture of a baby. Yeah, you ought to be very, very skeptical, though. Any woman claiming to be homeless, that's very, very suspicious. Because women can exchange sex for resources. So how often do you see homeless women, right? Not too often. So they went on to say that she was issued a ticket for impeding the flow of traffic and received a court summons for soliciting without a permit. You got to get a permit to panhandle? Don't permits cost money? Wait. You have no money, so you're panhandling. But it's illegal to panhandle without a permit, which costs money, so you'd have to panhandle to get the money for the permit that you can't. What? Okay. Whatever. Well, apparently she was a fraud, right? Yeah. Okay. No shit. Most of these people are frauds. Skype is on. That's very odd that I couldn't hear Jim's status there trying to call in. I'm wondering if something's wrong with my Skype. Now he's got me wondering. Fuck. I just got my phone number renewed from Skype, so it should be fine. Let me check my settings here. Make sure that my my phone number is working. Yeah, it should be. It says I have two of them. Hope I'm not still paying for two. I'll have to check later. God. All right, let's continue throughout this wacky news. GM's new Corvette is powerful. It's warping. Who cares? Manafort faces state charges. Good for him. $500,000. Yeah. All right. Oh, hey, did you hear about this? This is so funny. This just occurred to me. Those Sandy Hook victims. Now, this is where we're getting into really retard reasoning, you know. So, a judge said that the victims of the Sandy Hook shooter could sue the manufacturers of the AR-15, which was used in the shooting. And meanwhile, the same judges said that the parents couldn't sue the police because, get this, it was, quote unquote, not the police's responsibility to protect their kids, end quote. I don't know how that works. I mean, if you become a police officer and it's not your responsibility, what the fuck are you being a cop for? What do you mean it's not your responsibility to protect and serve? I don't understand this. So let me get this straight. There's some whack job running around shooting people. But I don't necessarily have to expect you to do your job. It's actually, actually, there is nothing that legally says you have to help me. Why are you a cop? Well, I don't understand this. If it's voluntary, why are you getting a salary? I don't understand. If you're not in some way legally obligated to help me by being a police officer, why are you getting a paycheck? What are you getting paid for? To eat donuts? Well, maybe. It's crazy. But they can sue the gun manufacturers. This is the stupidest thing I ever heard. It's probably coming out of that fucking 9th District Court in California or something. It's loaded up with a bunch of activist fucking judges. I don't get this. So, let me get this straight. If some lunatic buys a Cadillac, do they make Cadillacs anymore? I don't know. Buys whatever car. He buys a fucking Buick. Does Buick still exist? I don't know. But he buys a car. And he goes and runs down my fucking kids. I don't have kids, but this is just hypothetical. He goes, buys a car, runs down my fucking kids. Can I then sue the car manufacturer? What nonsense is this? It doesn't make any sense. How the hell is the gun manufacturer to blame for some nut job using their product to kill your kids? It doesn't make any sense. You're essentially blaming the tool and not the people that use the tools. I don't understand this. That's just like what they're trying to do in fucking Britain. You got that stupid, I forget his name, the fucking mayor of London, Sadiq Khan. Oh, man. This is what's going to happen to you people in America. It's already happening in London. It's already happening in Britain because they got a much smaller population, so it was much easier for them to get enough Muslims into London and enough progressive morons like some of you out there to elect a Muslim to be mayor of London. This fucking guy is banning knives. How do you ban a knife? Can't you just sharpen a stick? I don't understand this. I can understand thinking you can ban guns. You really can't, right? They're easy enough to make with modern day machining tools. Black market. You can get them easily enough. But a knife, you can make your own knife. Well, there's no moving parts. There's no engineering involved. Not really. You just get a rough rock. You get a piece of metal. Or you get a file. You can get files. You can buy files anywhere. Is he going to ban fucking files next? Yeah. You have metal files that can file metal, right? All I got to do is get a piece of metal, a file, and then file a point on the piece of metal. I have a knife. Well, what is this nonsense thinking you can ban a knife? What, you can ban fists next? Nobody is allowed to have a closed fist in London. How are you going to enforce that? We will have fist police. What? Fisting police? Fist police. Fisting police? What is their job? They're going to fist me in the ass? Is that what they do? Instead of using their fucking nightstick, they do fisting? What are you talking about, fist police? They will monitor citizens to make sure they don't close their hands into a fist. If they do, they will get a fine. This is where we're going, people. This kind of Orwellian control of everything you say and do. No more fists. What are they going to do next? No more kicking? Kicking's illegal. Feet are illegal. How do you stop people from kicking each other? We will make suction cup shoes. You can't lift your foot off the ground, so you can't kick someone. Well, how would I walk? We haven't worked out all the bugs yet, but we're working on it. It's crazy. Ban knives. Jesus Christ, this is so stupid. Oh, my God. Headbutting. Well, you can't headbutt, right? Of course. What are you going to do, ban heads? We need to ban heads, so if anybody headbutts, we will enact Sharia law and decapitate them. Isn't that a little harsh? I don't think so. We need to take over your country, you know. We need to find some way, some vehicle to get Sharia law up and running, so this is a good way. Okay. Of course, banning knives doesn't really work because the only people that are going to not have knives are the good guys. Well, the criminals running around still have knives, of course. They were banning cutlery. There's an age limitation. Get this. There's a fucking age limitation. So, like, you can't go to a business and buy, like, steak knives unless you're over a certain age. I think it's maybe 16. And then buying cutlery knives, you got to be over 18. But now they're doing something where you can't have tip knives. So even if you have a cutlery knife, they would, like, take the tip off. Well, wait a second. What if I'm a butcher? How am I going to get the knife? The initial penetration, how am I going to do that? Oh, just be like the Chinese. They use one tool, a hatchet. Wait a second. You know how you see the Chinese restaurants, they just have this square hatchet thing, and they use that to cut everything? Wait a second, though. Isn't the hatchet dangerous? Couldn't you get chopped to death? Somebody whacks you in the neck with that, that's it. Okay, we will ban all hatchets. Yes, ban all hatchets. Anything with an edge. How the hell am I going to cook anything? This fucking guy. So crazy. Yeah, let's not deal with the problem, which is all these low IQ morons with this culture, with this morality that doesn't fit with Western morality and culture. So you have these clashes, you have all this violence. Yeah, but let's not deal with this Bronze Age fucking culture, this regressive culture. No, that's not the problem. Let's not deal with that. Let's not eject this pathogen that is causing all this disease, all these deaths, all this problem. No, let's ban knives, right? Because, you know, treating the symptom of a problem always cures it, right? Sadiq Khan. You know he's low IQ, right? He probably got in office the same way that Ocasio-Cortez is. They probably had a fucking casting call. We need a Muslim mayor here. We need a Muslim mayor here to support. Got to have charisma and be a good actor. I want to do the job. Little Napoleon-looking motherfucker, 5 feet 6 inches tall. Oh, boy, with a little man complex. I want to be it. Okay, you're it. We'll push you for mayor. Oy vey. I mean, somebody's pulling this fucking guy's strings because, yeah, he's too low IQ to have gotten into office himself. Come on. Come on. George Soros is behind that, I'm sure. Ban knives. Yeah, let's ban cars, too, you know, because cars kill more people than knives and guns combined. No, can't do that. Don't blame the car. It's the driver that's the problem. Do you see the disconnect here? Yeah, the car's not the problem when, you know, somebody runs somebody else down and kills somebody that way. But when it's a knife and a gun, it's the knife and the gun that's the problem, not the person using it or their ideology. Oh, no. Good Lord. Good friggin' Lord. Skype is open, by the way, if you'd like to call in. The number is, what the fuck's the number? I got to bring up the screen. 623-242-2517. That's 623-242-2517. Let me know what you think about what I'm saying. Am I a horrible, evil, racist Islamophobe? Even though Islam's not a race, but never let that stop you. Never let logic, reason, or the meanings of words stop you from slandering someone inaccurately. And the Skype name is The Realist Philosopher. That's The Realist Philosopher. So you want to call in? Let me know what you think about what I'm saying. Or maybe you have a subject you'd like to discuss or get my input on. or just, call in because I need to know if this fucking Skype is working. All right, so what else we got here? Yeah, ban knives. Yeah, suing the gun manufacturers. They're not going to win. They're not going to win. I mean, this activist judge is one thing. He let the case proceed, but no way. I don't see how. I don't see how. Of course, I could be wrong. We'll see. I might sound bad, but believe me, I'm feeling better. Better than I was yesterday. Good Lord. I'm looking through the news articles, see what interests me. Not much more here. Not much more here. There's more interesting stuff on Facebook, but I can't connect right now to that. Oh, well. Oh, well. Chrissy Teigen photoshops her. Oh, did you hear about that whole college? There was a whole big thing where a bunch of Hollywood celebrities got arrested. FBI showed up at their homes, half a dozen guys with guns drawn, and arrested these leftist scum who had supposedly bribed a bunch of college officials to get their kids into those colleges, kind of like David Hogue. David Hogue. I made a video about that on my commentary channel. You might want to check it out. The link is below in the description. David Hogue, who scored all of a 1270 on his SAT. By the way, that's not an impressive score, okay? Even the affirmative action kids at Harvard scored in the mid to high 1400s. David Hogue scored a whopping 1270. He couldn't even get into mediocre colleges with that score. But somehow he got into Harvard. Yeah. Bastion of leftism, but no, there's no bias in academia toward the left. He took a gap year. What the hell is that? Yeah, he took a year off to run around the country yammering about gun control. I mean, the kid's essentially just this, this empty bag, right? There's nothing there. He's just an airhead for sale to the highest bidder, and he's going to study political sciences. Politics of science, good Lord. That's another word for communism. So he's going to study communist studies in university, and then he's going to come out and try to run for Congress. And, of course, he'll win because, by the time he's 25, the country will be even further gone than it already is. Oh, boy, we're in trouble. We're in fucking trouble. He wasn't even... the funny thing is, this kid wasn't even at the school. I mean, people seem to miss this fact. They call him a survivor. That's like saying, okay, I bought a ticket for this plane, but I missed that plane. And then the plane crashes, and I claim to be a survivor. My connection to the plane was tangential at best. How can I claim to be a survivor? He was at home in bed. Fucking kid was playing hooky from school. And then he heard about the fucking shooting, and he grabbed his camera. Opportunistic little cunt that he was. And he wanted to, take advantage of it. He grabbed the camera. I guess he fancied himself some kind of student journalist or something, meaning activist. Rode his little fucking BMX little fucking bike the 2.5 miles to school. Can you imagine him? Oh, I gotta get to the school as fast as possible. I have to take advantage of all my friends getting shot. Oh, the fucking camera strapped to his back and shit, and he's in his fucking pajamas, maybe. I gotta capitalize on this. I could make millions. I could be on CNN and MSNBC. I'll call myself a survivor. I'll claim to have run from the school. I'm wearing my fucking pajamas, but I can explain that away. Fucking kid. Oh, my God. What a piece of scum this kid is. I hate him so much. He's against guns. Yeah, right. Yeah, yet his daddy's in the FBI and carries a gun around all day. I'm not against guns for the government. The government can have guns, just none of you other little peons, all right? The plebs, they can't have guns. But my daddy can have a gun. And when I become a congressman, I'll have a bunch of armed guards surrounding me. But you little people, you can't have guns. Fucking scum. He's such scum. I hate him. He made tons of money, by the way. He was giving speeches everywhere looking like a fucking young Hitler, doing the finger thing, and it's like, hell, it almost looked like, and screaming at the top of his lungs about how evil guns are. He didn't write any of this stuff. He has a handler. He's just like that Ocasio-Cortez. He's got a bunch of handlers giving him scripts and shit. He's just their puppet, nothing more. Oh, look at this. We've got this young, idealistic youth here promoting gun control. And, kids are so wise, out of the mouths of babes and all that bullshit. We got to push him because, people have this retarded belief that kids can't be criticized too much because it'll destroy their self-esteem. He's just a kid. He's just a kid. Oh, don't be too tough on him. Let's capitalize on that. Everybody is reticent to critique this kid because he's a kid. So we can use him as a mouthpiece. All right, somebody's calling. Let's see who. Fuck, I got it backwards. Hello. Hello. Uh-oh.
Hello?
Yes. Hello. Can you hear me? He left. let me send him a message. He can't hear me. Fuck, so it's my end. Hello? Oh, so it's on my end. Fuck. But he's using Skype. He's not using the phone. Hello? Hello? Oh, for fuck's sake. Let me check something. All right, let me check something. So let me check my mic, see if I've got the right input device set. Okay, so audio and video. I've got the correct microphone set. Microphone's working. This is odd. This is very odd.
Hello, welcome to Skype.
And my input's working, so... Maybe I closed a process I shouldn't have. Okay, no calls this show. Fuck. It's got to be on my end, then. You could not hear me, Sith? Oh, well. I got my third cup of coffee here. Fuck. My heart's going to explode if I'm not careful. Have an aneurysm or something. All right. I guess he couldn't hear me. So it's on my end. I'll fix it. All right. Okay, so I'm going to turn off Skype. There's a problem with Skype. I'll fix this. Sis, stay on the line after the show. Maybe you can help me fix the problem. I'll restart my computer, and then I'll try to connect with you after the show because I want to be sure I've fixed this issue. All right, so I'm quitting Skype. All right. But you can still hear me. I got too much caffeine flowing through me. To stop now, baby. All right, let me see. Any dropped frames? No. Okay, good, good. Seems I've dialed the settings in very well for live streaming. That's good. Good, good, good. Yeah, David Hogue. Future Hitler. If anybody's like Hitler, it's that fucking kid. It's fucking Trump Hitler. I don't understand this. Let's call everybody Hitler that we don't like. Good Lord. The only authoritarian I'm seeing is this little David Hogue kid. Please, if he gets in the government, we're all in trouble. Big, big fucking trouble. But then again, we already got people like Chunk Uyghur. Chunk. 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 Woo! That's the name of a character from the Goonies, by the way. If you've never seen that movie, I suggest you check it out. Some of you young people out there weren't even born. Probably you too, Jim Status. That's a great movie. The Goonies. Oh, fucking A. Great. Yeah. There was one character named Sloth, the retarded kid that got dropped on his head by his criminal mommy, and he had this fucking elephant man looking head. Oh, man. But he was super strong, right? They played on that retard trope where, retard strength. You ever hear that? It was started by that book called Of Mice and Men, where one of the main characters was retarded but very strong. So people kind of got this idea that retards are super strong. It's not true. It's total bullshit. especially Down syndrome kids. Have you seen some of these Down syndrome kids? They're far from strong, okay? Far, far, far from strong. But the idea of the giant retard that's super strong, that trope has been around a while. It's not true. Yeah, it's not true at all. What the fuck was I talking about? What the hell am I talking about retarded people for being super strong? Oh, man. Woo, boy, that's some strong coffee, baby. You mix caffeine with a very tired brain, and it's an interesting combination. Anyway. Woo, oh, boy. What do we got? What else do we got here on Yahoo? Yeah. Oh, I was talking about David Hogg and Chunk. Yeah, Chunk, the Goonies. Yeah. That's how I got on the retards, because there was a retard in the movie. Yeah, that was, again, a great movie. Chunk Uyghur. It seems he's the one that is responsible for Ocasio-Cortez and maybe Ilhan Omar and another one of these ditzy broads that's a fucking Muslim in Congress. He wants to take over the entire Congress, replace the old-time whitey Democrats with people whose names you can't pronounce. Like Ilhan Omar from Somalia. What's the average IQ in Somalia? 70? And she's a Wayman? Oh, my God. We got people serving in Congress that might have IQs of 75. 75? I'd love to give her an IQ test and see how she does. You know what? I think there should be a requirement that before you can serve in Congress or even sign up to run, you got to take a fucking IQ test. And it's not like you take it at home or online or something. You go into a room with a guard outside, no windows, and you got an hour. No phones, no fucking connection to the internet, no nothing. They got a camera watching you, so you can't cheat. See how high your IQ is. Minimum of 100 IQ needed. Minimum. She'd fail. Ocasio-Cortez would fail. All these other morons that were brought in by these social Democrats would fail. Social. Started by a dude that named his fucking company the Young Turks. I'm Turkish, and I'm going to name my media organization the Young Turks. I think I know where he's coming from. Let's go slaughter some Christians. Yeah. We're in trouble, like I said, people. Game of Thrones. Ooh, I'm looking forward to that. Though I have a bad feeling that the ending of Game of Thrones is not going to be very good. Kind of got a little worried when they said, we're going to wait another year. So it's been like 2 fucking years since the last season. Oh, God. Yeah, it's a brilliant idea. That these people are so disorganized that they can't get this shit done in a year. We're going to have to wait another year to give you the end. Yeah. I'm not optimistic about how good it'll be. I think it might be bad. Oh, here we go. Look at this. Boy, she looks kind of... Ooh, Jennifer Lopez works out in sheer paneled leggings and bright orange Nikes with A-Rod. Let me see if there's any pictures. Isn't she like 50 years old or something? Isn't she like around my age? Isn't she some old broad? She definitely would qualify as a cougar, that's for sure. I mean, from what I understand, she still looks pretty good. But, I mean, she works out like 2 hours a day. Not like my fat ass. So she, I mean, she's probably still bangable, right? She hasn't had any kids yet, has she? Well, what am I saying yet? That's never going to happen. 50-year-old broad having kids? Yeah, right. Maybe in science fiction. Not in reality. Okay, here we go. Ooh. Okay, full body shot. Looks like she slimmed down. That ass isn't so big anymore, but okay. She looks pretty good. She's bangable, man. Nice body. God damn. Don't get me wrong. Hot broad. I'd bang her, but she's got to be a real pain in the ass. She scared off Ben Affleck. A fucking drunk. Ben Affleck's a drunk. He'd bang anything. He'd probably fuck a goat when he was drunk. My God. This guy had some low fucking standards. So, you know, he couldn't even deal with her. So, yeah, I think she'd be a pain in the ass, frankly. Oh, they got a close-up of her hand, her gnarled claw. Boy, look at all those wrinkles. And that gigantic diamond on her finger. But the hand looks like my grandma's hand. Looks like my dead grandma's hand. That looks like a claw. The rest of her body is great, and then she's got the skin of her hand. Yeah, you can't do plastic surgery on the hands. Yeah, you can nip, tuck, and stretch, but the hands tell the story. Oy vey. So she's wearing... They're telling you how much her shoes cost. The fuck do I care about how much her shoe costs? She's wearing a $120 pair of shoes. Yeah. She's not going to wear fucking $10 shoes from the fucking A&P that you buy in a supermarket. You ever seen those? You're walking through the supermarket and there's shoes for sale. $10! You don't wear those. She looks good. I'll give her that. I mean, she's definitely hit the wall in terms of her face, but the body, yeah, she's a genetic anomaly. What do you want? I love how people are going to try to use the ones. And, of course, a lot of women are going to say, look at her. She's so perfect at 50. Yeah. Oh, you men saying that women can't look good at 50. No. We say that as a general rule, women don't look good at 50. That doesn't mean there aren't some broads out there with amazing genes that look great, that have taken care of themselves. It's just that 99% of you are hogs by the time you're 50. So, yeah. Yeah, we don't, unlike you, we don't confuse the specific and the general. All right, what else we got here? Yahoo's interesting, but mostly all it's got is like sports stories and, gossip fucking stories. Yeah, lots of sports. Jesus Christ. Here's the story I talked about in my new video. I'm going to post on my commentary channel later tonight once I have some free time. The broad who went on the fucking plane, and she was wearing a bra. She calls it a top. Yeah. Postmodernism at work. Bras are tops, panties are bottoms now. Let's just redefine everything because reality is not real. It's all perception. And you can change your perception, and that changes the reality. Yeah. It's kind of a funny video. Yeah. And what makes my commentary different is I actually give a philosophical breakdown of the contradictions that people make and explain why they're contradictions. And I go deeper, more in depth, using logic to break apart their arguments and their silliness than other people do. Some people might not like it, might think it's a little too involved, but some do. Some like philosophy. Some like the analysis. Some don't. Not for everybody. What else we got here? I got too much fucking caffeine. Usually I would have stopped half an hour ago plus. Let me see. Let me open Skype. You can send me a text message too, by the way, through Skype. I don't generally do that, but my voice Skype isn't working. So the whole point of this show is to have people call in. So if I were to just communicate with you via the chat function, well, then you wouldn't be motivated to call in. So I don't view the chat while the show's going on any of the platforms it's showing, like Twitch and YouTube, though I might look afterwards. So if you want to talk to me, you can do so through the Skype, and my Skype is The Realist Philosopher. Okay, Sithanes has something to say. I can try such once. I've heard rumors Ocasio will run in 2024. Sure she will. Of course she will. Maybe. I mean, if that guy, Mr. Reagan, didn't completely... I mean, first of all, I talked about this a while ago, right? Just simple deductive reasoning tells you that this chick in no way, shape, or form could organize her own campaign. She came out of nowhere, first of all. People just don't, generally speaking, just appear out of nowhere. I mean, it happens sometimes, but it's very rare. And usually they're running their own campaign, so they make somewhat of a hiccup on the social consciousness, so you'll actually hear about them long before they run. But she just appeared out of nowhere, like an invisible person, and they take off their invisibility cloak, popped into existence. It's very odd. That's not something you see usually. So, yeah, what that told me is that there's somebody handling her. Right? She has a handler. She's a puppet of some kind. And, I remember saying in one of my videos last year that I can imagine her serving beers in her bar and talking to various customers, and one of them got no conversation with her, observed her charisma and her looks, which some people might find very attractive. And she got a decent body. She's not a bad-looking broad. Maybe not my type specifically. Although her back in college when she did that fucking dance into the Breakfast Club music, yeah, she was my type then. I'd have banged her then for sure. She was pretty hot then. But now, she's worked in various bars and coffee houses since university because she has no fucking ambition, which is another reason I knew there's just no way. People that work in bars and coffee houses are not ambitious people. They don't generally go into politics. They're not smart enough. So, yeah, I knew that she was being handled by somebody. Now, I didn't fully grasp the specifics of how she was recruited and found, but it turned out to be something very similar to what I expected. Turns out there was a casting call, like for a fucking movie. They cast her like you would cast an actor. And they said, oh, yeah, she fits the part. Very good, very good. She'd make an excellent puppet. She's a dummy. Can't think for herself. She wants the money. She wants the fame. She wants the power. Let's give it to her. But we're really not giving it to her because we're making all the decisions. And she's so dumb that she has to rely on us completely. Yeah, I mean, like, what really didn't make sense to me is her chief of staff, that Chakrabarty or whatever his fucking name is, another name I can't fucking pronounce. Go back to your home country, motherfucker. Oh, he was born in Texas. Yeah, his mommy and daddy weren't. Ay vey. Another one of these people who's a first-generation immigrant that hates America. Great. Yeah, but they assimilate. Yeah. No, they don't. Chakrabarty. He's a millionaire. He's one of these tech guys from Silicon Valley. He's worth millions of dollars. What the hell's he doing working for Ocasio-Cortez for $80,000 a year? Doesn't make any sense. It does when you consider the fact that he's her handler. Okay, he's her handler. He's there. He's writing all the proposals. He's telling her what to say. He's telling her what to do. Everything she says, everything she does is coming from him. Sithanitsis says she's a puppet of George Soros like Macron, probably a casting couch. There's some good porn out there, that casting couch stuff. There's this one series where it's like all these casting couch cuties. Never mind. That's a subject for another time. Well, maybe not. But what a dummy. What a dummy she is. But, you know, she'll probably get reelected, and then they'll try to run her in 2024. I wouldn't be surprised. There's a minimum age, though, right? Excuse me. I think you have to be like 35. So she's 29 now, so 5-6 more years. Yeah. Lord. I mean, if she became president, that's it. That's the end. Because she's not really a congresswoman. She's an actress. She's a puppet. Other people have the power. Like Cenk Uygur. Oh, my God. Can you believe Chunk? I'm going to call him Chunk. I'm not going to ever call him fucking Cenk again. Except identify him so people know who I'm talking about, and then I'll call him Chunk after that. Chunk is running the show. Chunk is running several fucking congresspeople. Can you believe this shit? This two-bit thug fuck who runs the Young Turks. Moron that he is. Ay vey. Scary. Scary world we're living in. You can hire actors to infiltrate Congress on a mass scale. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Scary times, people. Scary times. I'll tell you what, though. Yeah, I'm checking out Jennifer Lopez, man. Whew. Some bod on that chick. Damn. Yeah, I wish more bros my age looked like that. Fucking A. Sadly, they do not. We ought to see the women my age I got to deal with. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Pigs. Pigs. Pigs in a blanket. Pigs, nonetheless. Pigs in nice suits. Pigs in pantsuits. Oh, my God. You ought to see all the pigs in pantsuits. They love the pantsuits, right? Because it hides how fat they are. Or they think it hides how fat they are. They got that nice big voluminous jacket that they wear to hide their big fat ass. Oh, vey. I hate pantsuits. Oh, God. Get rid of the pantsuit. Then you can see how fat they really are. They at least, you can see it anyway, but they think they hide it. Yeah, get rid of that curtain for their big fat asses, and they might actually be motivated to lose some weight because they might actually feel self-conscious, although I wouldn't be too sure. I can't tell you how many pictures I've seen lately of feminists walking around protesting and talking about how oppressed women are and they're naked or half naked. You would think that they can do that, would tell them they're not oppressed, and there is no patriarchy, because if there was a patriarchy, it would bitch slap you and put you back in the fucking kitchen, and you would never ever do that again for fear of the next bitch slap. So, yeah. The fact that you're able to act that insanely should tell you something, ladies. If there is a patriarchy, it's probably the least effective in human history. We can't control our women. The Muslims are laughing their asses off at us as they put their women in garbage bags. These stupid Westerners can't control their women. Thank God. Because they can't control their women, we get to go into their countries and plunder them and take over. Thanks to their women being in charge. Those weak soy pies. Yeah. Congrats, guys. You've destroyed your country by giving the women too much power. Brilliant. Oh, Brexit. Brexit, Theresa May. There's a perfect example of what I'm talking about. What were you people thinking? This woman is a globalist shill. Brexit set for delay after May is wounded by rejection of no deal. Oh my God. I can't believe this stuff. Britain is really, really bad off. How about that stuff happening to Tommy Robinson? He's suing the police for harassment. In any fair court, he would win because they do harass him. And now he's got to go back to court for that contempt bullshit. They're going to put him in jail again. Oh, my God. He lost like 40 pounds in 2 months because they were putting shit into his food. They were throwing feces through the window of his cell from outside. The guy lost tons of weight because he was afraid of being poisoned in jail. Sith has something to say. You should see Paris, thousands upon thousands of Muslim women with garbage bags on their head. I don't want to see Paris. There was a time I wouldn't have minded going there. But I've seen recent pictures. 1,000-year-old monuments with fucking graffiti on them. Black people who are supposedly poor. Poor immigrants! Zooming around the streets in revved up fucking cars. Paid for by illegal activities. No doubt. Doing donuts on the fucking street. Yeah. What a great country, Paris. What a great country France is, huh? You poor bastards. Poor fucking bastards. You couldn't pay me enough to go to Paris now. I'd probably get stabbed. Look for knife legislation to come to Paris. The stabbings will spread to there too, right? Yeah, they're not as far along on the dystopian highway of globalism as the UK is, apparently. They've got that yellow vest uprising. I don't know how effective that is. Only time will tell. What they really need to do is be out on the streets every day, and they need to really be creating havoc. They need to throw that Macron fucker out of office. That's what they need to do. I mean, they need to really raise a ruckus. Do they need civil war? Maybe. Do the French people have the balls for that? Probably not. They don't have any guns anyway. Not like they can do anything. Not they can go on and do anything on that high a level, right? Because no guns. Government has the guns. People don't have the guns. Brexit. Unbelievable. So the British people vote for Brexit, right? No Brexit. Yeah. We've got all these traitors in political office who, they're globalist shills for the EU. And they don't want a Brexit. So they keep stalling. The British Parliament on Wednesday rejected leaving the European Union without a deal. What? Just leave! Further weakening Prime Minister Theresa May and paving the way for a vote that could delay Brexit until at least the end of June. Just leave. Fuck the EU. After a day of high drama, MPs defied the government by voting 321 to 278 in favor of a motion that ruled out a potentially disorderly no-deal Brexit. Why not? The EU don't have an army. It's not like they're going to put on their jackboots and come in and step on your throats. Just leave. What are they going to do to you? It went further than the government's position of keeping the threat of a no deal. Brexit on the negotiating table, a stance many in the party said was essential to push Brussels to make further concessions to the deal they have rejected. Yeah, well, the approved motion has no legal force and ultimately may not prevent a no-deal exit. It carries considerable political force, especially as it passed thanks to a rebellion by members of May's own Conservative Party and her cabinet. May, who still insists it's not possible to rule out a no-deal Brexit entirely, said MPs would need to agree a way forward before an extension could be obtained. Fuck an extension! Just leave. I don't get it. I really don't understand this. Just leave. The European Commission repeated that a delay would indeed require a justification, but positive comments from Germany and Ireland suggested that EU members at last saw a prospect that a viable deal would be found and were inclined to help. What viable deal? You become a vassal state with no real power or say in the EU, but you're totally beholden to them and their laws? That's a real good deal. So, yeah, the only problem is that the EU is going to charge them £1 billion a month if they try to delay. For those of you who don't know how much money that is, it's a lot of fucking money, especially for a small country like Britain. Oh, my God. What does Sithonet have to say? When Nazis invaded France 70 years ago, French people surrendered. Only a minority fought the Nazi invaders. Yeah, I know. I know. You would hope it would change, right? Well, I hope it changes. I hope the Yellow Vests gain momentum. They need to start fighting back, and hard, so they can take their country back and kick out all those illegal aliens they are trying to take care of, who's stealing the bread out of your mouth and the money out of your pocket. Same goes for America. And I got to tell you, people, I'm really, really disappointed in Trump in that he's pushing more legal immigration. I'm fine with his stance on the illegal immigration. He's going about the only route he can to stop illegal aliens, which is through his emergency, declaring a state of emergency, and they're trying to tie him up in courts, them being the Democrats. He's doing what he can, on that front. But at the same time, he's saying, hey, I want to expand legal immigrants. Why? Why? You've already got like 1 million coming in a year anyway. More than 1 million. Legally. I mean, with that fucking chain migration, it's crazy. You got 1 million coming in legally, it becomes more like 4 or 5, really. You got your kids, you got your wife, you got your wife's kids, you got your parents, you've got your kids' kids. I mean, we only let in 250,000. Yeah, but with all the chain migration, it's over 1 million. It's more like 2.5. It's a crazy number every year. So what the fuck does he want to expand it for? See, that's what I don't like. Yeah, he's trying to close the back door, but meanwhile, he's opening up another front door. Like, I don't see that, Trump. You think I'm blind? People are not blind to what you're doing, okay? It really pisses me off. That's a betrayal. That's a betrayal. What do you need to expand legal immigration for? So that these tech companies can get more cheap labor and undercut our local population even more. It's not just the illegal immigrants undercutting low-wage, low-skill workers. It's also all these legal aliens coming in on these H-1B visas, okay, who work for half as much. Oh, but these employers have to prove that they tried and failed to hire an American first. Proof to who? Who's regulating this stuff? Are you kidding me? That's a bunch of bullshit. They don't have to prove anything. They're just directly going, yeah, they'll put an ad in the paper, like on page 85 or something, in the wrong place. I'm sorry, you don't meet our qualifications. And then they tell the fucking government bureaucrat, we tried. Okay, I'll take your word for it. And then they get handed a fucking envelope of money under the table to look the other way. While these companies continue to hire all these Indians and Pakistanis in their tech companies who work for half as much and get no health benefits. Way to go, Trump, idiot. Yeah, I'm not 100% on Trump's side. I mean, who else are you going to elect in 2020, right? I mean, I'd vote for the guy, but, he's definitely not doing things the way he ought to be doing them. Expand legal immigration. Why? See, there's this myth that there's not enough workers in America. What are you talking about? It's called supply and demand, okay? If there's a demand, Someone will step up to meet that demand with a supply. If the jobs are there, people will specialize in, get educated in that industry, in that job, to fill the demand. Because if there's a demand, that means it's going to pay well. It's going to pay more. So people are going to be incentivized, motivated to go into those fields. But if you fill those fields with a bunch of Pakistanis and Indians and Asians, well, no, of course not. Oh, why am I going to go into that industry? They're just hiring a bunch of Indians. Why hire me? They have to pay me twice as much. These people don't understand economics. And honestly speaking, I don't think Trump understands economics very well either. Yeah, he's a businessman, but being a businessman doesn't necessarily mean he understands economics. He's not a low IQ shill moron, but yeah, his IQ is very specialized and geared towards, centered around entrepreneurial endeavors. His understanding of economics, questionable. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like that he's trying to build a wall, but I don't agree with everything he's doing. And he's really not doing anything about tech censorship either. He tweeted about what a problem it was, but he hasn't done anything. Got all these tech companies, Twitter and YouTube, censoring people, talking about, we have to censor fake news. We have to censor fake news. Well, you're a publisher then. You're editorializing your content. That's a publisher. If you're censoring, if you're editing content based on whether or not it's newsworthy, it's true, you're a publisher. Then you can be regulated. You don't have neutrality anymore. And then you can be sued, too, for publishing lies. Where is Trump pushing this? Where is he championing this? Where are the Republicans who are seeing this? Seeing that these companies are essentially acting as publishers, and why aren't they doing something about it? By passing legislation so that these companies are indeed declared the publishers that they actually are. Because if that happened, then they would stop censoring people, right? Because there was a threat of them potentially being labeled as publishers. I mean, they would stop immediately because, they go out of business if they were declared what they actually are, which are publishers. They'd be getting sued left and right. There'd be government hearings, and they'd be declared a monopoly and broken up. I mean, they would get all sorts of attention they don't want, and all sorts of regulation that would just, impact their bottom line to a point where they couldn't stay open. So, but of course that won't happen because they do all the lobbying, and all their content is pro-left, and the left now runs Congress. And of course, when the Republicans ran both the Senate and the House, what did they do? Nothing. And now that the Democrats are in charge, you think they're going to do anything? No, because all these social media platforms are overwhelmingly to the left, as are the Democrats. So good luck getting them to do anything about this. They're not going to do anything about it. The media, social media, they're all on the left side. And they're all getting paid off. They're all getting campaign contributions from all these social media platforms, all right? Yeah. Don't bite the hand that feeds you, and the hands that feeding them right now is the social media platforms, Google and Twitter and Facebook, lobbying to make sure that Congress doesn't declare them what they are, a publisher. All right, what's Sith and Sith has to say? I'm going to head out soon. I think this century will be the last century of white people, and it'll be the downfall of modern civilization as we descend into dark, regressive times. It's possible, Sith. That may not be what some of you want to hear, but it's possible. It's possible that the Caucasian race will vanish. Maybe not vanish, but be severely depleted to the point where there's just a few lone outposts. Okay, so first of all, Russia will survive. Russia will survive, at least in the short term. I mean, I don't know what'll happen when Vladimir Putin kicks the bucket. But right now, he's holding it together. He's holding firm. He doesn't allow feminism into that country. George Soros has a death sentence, a literal death sentence on his head. If he ever entered Russia, he'd be killed. So if feminism is illegal in Russia. So for right now, Russia's safe. Poland is safe. Hungary is safe. Maybe Italy. We don't know yet. So some countries will remain. Some white countries will survive. But America, it's not looking good. Britain, not looking good. Germany, not looking good. Most of Europe, it's not looking good. And America and Canada, they elected that soy boy, Trudeau. Are you kidding me? Don't be surprised if they don't re-elect him. I mean, if they re-elect him, I wouldn't be surprised. Although, I find I don't know that he'll be re-elected. I don't think so. I mean, he kind of made a fool of himself this past 4 years. How about when he went to India and he was dancing around on stage in Indian dress like a fool that he is? You know, I kind of think they won't elect him, but they might elect somebody that's even farther to the left than him, just someone who is a little more politically minded and who has a little more grace and isn't such a moron. Probably will elect somebody who's more intellectual. Not that that's necessarily a good thing. But there's not much intelligence there. Former fucking substitute drama teacher. He's so dumb he couldn't even become an actual teacher. Substitute teacher who spent his weekends fucking skiing. I was a ski instructor and former substitute teacher of drama. It's not even a real subject. Plays make-believe. Okay. He's a LARPer. I LARP as my job. And I teach people to ski. Yeah, he's a brilliant guy. Yeah. So I'm not so sure he'll get reelected. Probably not. But, you know, they'll probably just fill his place with another lefty. So, you know, Canada's probably gone. America, I think, yeah. Yeah, Trump will get reelected probably. But after that, who knows? Because they'll continue to fill the Congress with ever more of these low IQ puppets. And the Senate, I mean, the Senate is more difficult because you're talking about the entire state voting as opposed to these small, balkanized districts. So it's easier to get these puppets into the Congress than the Senate. But you're going to see more of these people as time goes on. These puppet Congress people who aren't really the people in power, but their handlers are the one in power. You're going to see much more of that, especially since it's been successful, since Chunk started this movement with Ocasio-Cortez and Ilhan Omar. Another other ditzy broad with the glasses, who's also a Muslim. So I don't know that there's any hope for America either. I think it's too far gone. I mean, I think with Trump, he's kind of like holding back the inevitable tide. But once he disappears, yeah, I think America's gone too. But fear not, there will be some bastions of Caucasian people that will survive. Like I said, Russia, Poland, Hungary, maybe a few others. So the white people, Caucasians, will not die out. No. But they'll have a lot less influence in the world, which is unfortunate for the world because we create most of the world's wealth. Us and, you know, the Japs and the Chinese, you know. And they'll ascend as we descend. So, you know. But America probably, yeah, will disappear as a world power. And as whites become a minority, you know, it's going to get worse and worse. Then laws will be passed against them. And, you know, it'll get real bad. Then before you know it, whites will probably be getting hunted down and killed in the same kind of farm murders or just murders, period, that are happening in South Africa. And then we're going to start immigrating to Poland and Hungary and Russia. It's going to be a disaster. It'll be a disaster for whites, but we'll survive. The bigger disaster will be for these minorities who think that once Whitey's gone, that they're going to all prosper. No, you're all going to die. You're all going to die because you will no longer have Whitey to produce the resources that you have been surviving off of until now. You're going to find out the hard way. And by then, it's going to be too late, of course. Yes. America will fall into authoritarian dictatorship. And socialism, communism, and eventually tens, if not hundreds of millions will die from mass starvation and political purges to get rid of the, wrong think people who have the wrong thoughts, and you'll have concentration camps, and you'll have, re-education centers. That was a lot of syllables there. So, yeah, history repeats itself. Same thing, kind of things that happened in Russia will happen in America. I think it's too far along to fix. I really do. The only way people are going to learn is by suffering the consequences directly themselves. Because you listen to all these leftists, oh, socialism's never been tried. You see, this is all abstract to them. These people have never had to live in the real world. Many of these people never had real jobs. They've never faced real adversity, so they don't understand how the real world works. All these ideas like socialism, it's just abstract to them. It's an abstraction. It's an abstract idea, and they think that it can be made to work because they've never really looked into the history, explored the reality of these ideas. And so, they're not going to learn until they find out the hard way, until they see the actual consequences of these types of ideas. By then, it's going to be too late, of course, because America will already have become a socialist country. We're already more than halfway there anyway, right? The government already has its hands in the tail. It already has its hands in handling much of the ways and means of production, as it were. So, we're already halfway there. All right. Enough of my waxing depressingly about the future of America and the Western world. It's been over 2 hours now, and sadly, something's wrong with my Skype. I'm going to restart my computer and see if that fixes it. Hopefully, Sith, you'll stay on the line and help me test it. I'll be back in about 5 minutes for that. But as for this show, I'm going to end it on that unfortunate sour note about what's going to happen to the Western world. It ain't pretty. That's it. So, if you'd like to support my content and support my efforts, feel free to donate at therealistphilosopher.com/donate. That's therealistphilosopher.com/donate. And again, I'm starting to make more political social comment for my other channel. You'll find it in the description. It's in parentheses, it's called commentary channel. So go check that out. I'm going to post a video to that in the next few hours. And I'm on Twitter, I'm on Twitter, and Gab, Instagram, Facebook. You'll find all those links in the description, as well as my SoundCloud platform, which I have a lot of interesting content on. You might want to check that out and follow me there as well. And I guess that's it. Yeah. Oh, by the way, if you'd like to be on the show, essentially where I would help you through a problem, an issue, better help you understand it, send me an email at the admin@therealistphilosopher.com. You can see the email. It's in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. Admin@therealistphilosopher.com. Send me an email. I'll get back to you with further questions, and you can then call into the show, and we can discuss it in depth. I guess that's it, really. The number, of course, if you just want to call in at any time to discuss whatever, shoot the breeze, that's fine. Generally speaking, I suggest people who have something more serious to discuss, I suggest that you send me an email, and so that we set up an actual interview for the next show, because it could take a while. So, but for just, regular shit, ask a question or make a comment or shoot the breeze, you just call whenever you want. All right. I'm going to head out, guys. Whoever's out there listening, thank you for tuning in. Again, I apologize for not having a subject this show. I was kind of all over the place. Again, I didn't have time. I got home, there wasn't the time. Next show, of course, I'll have a subject prepared, be much more organized in my thinking and presentation. So I'm going to head out. I am the Realist Philosopher, and I wish you a good day. Take care, everybody.